All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome tonight. It's so good to see so many members of our Girl Scout family here tonight to welcome. Looking forward to welcoming you here tonight. I'm Jessica Upchurch, your Chief Operating Officer at the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. If I want to do a quick sound check and make sure you can hear me okay. If you just like throw in the shake your head, I see some head shaking. Great. Thank you. Um, each one of you has made a choice to dedicate your time and energy and compassion to support and mentor young Girl Scouts. And for this, we are deeply, deeply grateful. I'd like to begin tonight with our Girl Scout promise. If you wouldn't mind making sure that you're on mute, I'll be happy to guide us through reciting that out loud tonight. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Again, thanks for being here, volunteers, board members. I see many of you out there. Thanks for being here. There's some staff on tonight as well. Thanks for joining us. I'm really excited to just be part of this incredible journey together as we go through 2025. Hope it's filled with growth, with laughter, and endless possibilities for our girls. Tonight, Loretta and I will give you an update on the state of our council. We will ask, as always, if you'll save your questions for the very end. Number one, in case we answer your question along the way, because we do have a pretty packed agenda. And number two, we want to ensure you have a chance to answer all of those questions in one space, and we can collect all of the notes from those. I'd like to start off with an update on our GSUSA registration fees. So as some of you, or maybe all of you remember, on October 19th of 2024, Girl Scouts of the USA and the National Board held a special session of our National Council. That's where our girl and adult delegates representing councils from across the country discussed and voted on proposals regarding our national membership dues. Now, they spent an unbelievable number of hours to deliberate, carefully discuss, and vote on the future membership fees for Girl Scouts. The National Council approved at that time national membership dues of $65 for girls that will be phased in with a $45 for membership year 2026, and then $65 for membership year 2027 with a $30 registration fee for adults. This process was a true show of the dynamic democratic process, one that is for Girl Scouts, by Girl Scouts, and so we could make sure all voices were heard. As a reminder, these national dues that pay for membership are paid through your local council, but they move through us and they go to the national GSUSA. But at the local council, we're committed to still meeting our girls where they are during this time. And we'll continue to have membership assistance available for those that need it to continue in our what we know as a very necessary Girl Scout program. As we move closer to April 1st, which is our first day of spring renewal for 2026, which will be here before we know it, we will continue to share more information on this topic and financial assistance and moving forward into that next membership year. Speaking of registration for Girl Scouts, I would like to walk you through where we are with our 2025 girl and adult membership. Currently, this week, there are 5,642 girl members registered. Now, that is down about 3.5% from this time last year, and this gap we've looked at is primarily new troop girls. I'm sure in your service units you are seeing that as well. This is a trend that Girl Scouts of the USA is seeing across the country, so our council is not alone in this. And as we continue to try to break that trend, we have learned through data that we are great at retaining our members, which means that we're really supporting our volunteers however we can best. National best practices tell us that a Girl Scout Council should have about 70% retention to really be successful. And here at Southern Illinois, thanks to volunteers like you, we continue to exceed that goal year after year. This year is not any different. I'm excited that we can still provide that safe and exciting environment that girls choose to come back to every year. Now, 1,400 of these girls that we serve are actually through our community outreach program. And through that outreach initiative, we serve these girls throughout the school year, during and after the school day. They receive a full year of Girl Scout program in their under-resourced communities where Girl Scouts may not have been available to them had we not been able to step in and intervene in the in-school scouting. With over 30 years behind that outreach program, we're so proud to continue to see that thrive. We talked about the girl number. I want to talk to you a little bit about adults. We've already exceeded, thanks to all of your support, the 2025 goal for registered adults. While we celebrate that achievement, we recognize that we need to continue to dive into the data to understand where and how these adults are participating, and then understand how to shift to ensure that the adults that we have are willing to serve in those crucial troop leadership roles that make it so important for those additional new girls to join the organization and have a spot to thrive. This brings our total membership to date to 8,874 individual members, if you're interested in the numbers. Talking about retention, we can't not talk about our program and adult education. They have been working tirelessly to be very busy planning a full year of programming and enrichment opportunities for all of our members. Now, I want to invite each of you to our volunteer training summit that's taking place March 28th, 29th, and 30th. There, you can choose your own adventure as an adult. You can sign up for one day or sign up for all the days. Friday night will kick off with a free fun night. It includes s'mores, hot dogs, and then you'll get to join in for networking with fellow volunteers around the campfire. Saturday will be an exciting day of learning and development with learning paths that are tailored to service unit volunteers or troop volunteers in many different roles. We'll also have our preferred partners, which that list just continues to grow this year. We're really, really thrilled about that. Those preferred partners will be on hand with us at lunchtime to talk to you about what they have available at their organization. That afternoon, you can also choose from training in age-level badge work, mental wellness, volunteer retention, camp usage, event planning, how to travel with your troop. I mean, the sky's the limit. Check out our event calendar, though, for pricing and registration information about that weekend in March. I will tell you that if you're looking to stay the whole weekend, accommodations at camp for that weekend are completely free when you're registered for the event. So come hang out with us for the whole weekend, stay at camp, have a bunch of fun. For program, for this year, we already have over 2,700 registrations for Girl Scout programs, including everything from patch programs to sold out overnights with animals to higher awards training and even to ice skating. There's something truly here for everyone in Girl Scouts this year. Don't forget also to check out the adventures set out for the summer. We're traveling to the home of Girl Scouts in Savannah, Georgia for a really cool bridging event. And then the beautiful Niagara Falls, New York. Those opportunities are out on our events calendar as well, so check those out there. Not just that in the summertime, but of course, summer camps are already getting great traction from girls that are interested in getting out this summer. This year, we got those up on the calendar before the holidays, so there's ample time for girls to plan for their summer activity. One of the day camp opportunities I'd like to highlight that's new this year is actually with a new partner we have here at Southern Illinois, and that's with Greenville University. We know and we hear all of the time that our girls love animals and specifically have been longing for more horse opportunities. Greenville's partnering with us, hosting 2 equestrian day camps this summer, happening in June. Space is filling up quickly, so be sure to get out there, sign your Girl Scout up, because that's sure to be part of our epic summer here at Southern Illinois. Really thrilled about that. Speaking of camp, I'd also like to share a recent update to the availability of reservations on Camp Torquay property. We have a property committee, and they have also instituted a Camp Torquay subcommittee, and they've really been taking a hard look at how to increase usage at Camp Torquay. The first step they have already taken is to update the reservation options available. Prior to this, as most of you know, camp units were only available for a 2-night minimum reservation or for day use only. I am so happy to announce that the committee has brought forward these additional options for Lakota Cove, Tuckaway, and Hedgeapple. And if you're not familiar with Camp Torquay, there's a map on our website, and you can kind of look at where those units are. You now have the option to stay one night, have a half-day booking, or even book in 2-hour increments, in addition to still having that 2-night option available. These additional options are already live on our property reservation site. If you go to gsofsi.org, you can find it there. They're already there as we speak, and they're ready for your reservations. As always, if you have any questions about updates or the availability, please reach out to our customer care team. They are the ones that set those reservations up. They can walk you through seamlessly. Another great resource that we have is our retail shop. The GSFSI retail shop, and you may have seen these announcements going around on social media and the newsletter that came out today, but they've really been evaluating the needs of our volunteers and families. And they have new shop hours that have already started just as we've been back after the holidays. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, they are available from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Wednesdays, they are available in the shop from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And they will also be in and available the second and fourth Saturday of the month from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we really hope that you are able to reach us at one of those times. And if not, the shop's always available online or by phone whenever you want to put in your order. And free shipping is still available for any orders over $50. There's a special code that giving us a call at the shop, they can walk you through that. Matt, who's our director in retail, or either of our wonderful retail specialists would be happy to walk you through how to make, again, your orders as seamless as possible. So give us a call. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about what's really in season right now. The Girl Scout Cookie Program, if you haven't heard, is upon us. As most of you are all aware, Digital Cookie is open, and we're only about 2 weeks out from girls having cookies on hand to share as a thank you for the contributions that our customers will make toward the mission of Girl Scouting. Just a reminder that our cookie price is $7 a box this year. One booth update that you'll want to know if you haven't heard, that Rural King has shifted back now to where each Rural King location makes the decision about booths. So if you weren't aware of that, it was a decision that was made at their corporate level, and now each individual store has the flexibility to offer booth times. So if you're curious, you can reach out to your local Rural Kings or your service unit cookie managers. And then if you need additional assistance past that, of course, our product program team's here to serve you as well. Talking about booths, we want to thank you for your patience as we've been working diligently to ensure cookie booth locations are available to you as soon as we could. I want you to know that staff is, of course, working diligently to alleviate roadblocks as they arise. While in the moment there are things that could be a little frustrating, never forget, help is a simple phone call or email away. We're all here and ready and willing to serve you. Our product program team, like I mentioned, is working tirelessly behind the scenes to meet the needs of all of our girls and adults who all want the cookie program to just be a resounding success this year. I do want to take this moment to give Katie Grayling, who is our council's director of product program, the floor to share a little bit of background on the updated Walmart cookie booth situation and how they have been proactive in ensuring these booths are available to you, when they're available, and all of those great details. So I'm going to pass the baton over to Katie at this time.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to take this time to kind of give you a behind the scenes on what actually goes into the Walmarts and how we have to do those now. It is not as easy it was as 2, 3, even 4 years ago when it was able to be done with the service units and you just go into each store and get them done. GSUSA and the Walmart corporate office have made the agreements to them that they would like them all to be done at a higher level at councils. So each year I have to wait for GSUSA and Walmart's to come up with their contract, and then I wait for their dates. And this year we did not get into where we were not able to get into the Walmart platform until I think it was right before Black Friday. So if anybody's worked retail before and you feel bad for retail employees, like putting something on Walmart managers the week of Black Friday to remember is rough. So we were not putting anything into the systems until Black Friday. And then we go into the holiday season. So I cannot release Walmart booths until I can get confirmation from them. So this whole time I've been waiting for the Walmart stores to go into their system and approve and deny their booth sites. So I submit all my dates and I wait. Jordan and I have found some tricks through the system that if we go in and act like we were editing the system, it regenerates an email to them. So every week, Jordan was going in and acting like she was editing dates and resubmitting, and we would get 1 or 2 Walmarts, but it wasn't getting all of them. So come this past Monday, we were still down to 22 Walmarts that I did not hear from. So I sat down and called all 22 Walmarts and we got them all. It took time to get them all. So that is why, like, everybody was wanting them, and I did have a quick turnaround this week, but I got this out to you guys as fast as I can. And I apologize that, yes, not a lot of people had some quick turnaround, but I had to get it out. But then I also had to do it in the time frame of, if you guys had problems, I had to get it all out. So we were here on Thursdays if somebody had problems with booths on Friday getting to the system. So I had to have the last day, like, booth set up on Thursday. So I have done everything I can, but it was a part of getting Walmart store managers to approve on their websites. And that's how we have to do it. If it could go back the other way, I would be happy for it, but it's not. And this is the way we're going to move forward with it. It's not going to change. So we are trying our best. So that's the behind the scenes of Walmart. And it'll probably be this way. I don't foresee this changing. So it'll probably always be late January that I would have dates. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. So as we know, girls will continue to learn the crucial business skills to be a successful entrepreneur throughout this program. As they earn money, they're going to go on incredible adventures and most of all, build lifetime memories. I know I remember so many wonderful opportunities I had just participating in the cookie program, not to mention the rest of the year. And with that, I would like to hand the meeting over to our fearless leader, Loretta Graham.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jessica. I am so excited to see all of you here tonight. I want to talk to you about an event that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to ask Debbie Parker to come in just a minute and talk about it with you. But the name of the event is called Death by Chocolate. Our Fund Development Department is working with Crawford County to do an event in Robinson this year. And it's going to be in March, leading up to Girl Scout Week. And the name of the event is called Death by Chocolate. You will indulge in the most delicious chocolate desserts, some made with our famous Girl Scout cookies. You will take part in voting for your favorite dessert while you are enjoying coffee and wine and other drinks in the company of your friends. The tickets is going to be $20 in advance and $25 at the door. I'm encouraging you all to get your tickets now. Wow. If I'm going to die, what a way to go. Death by Chocolate. Death by Chocolate. Debbie Parker from Robinson, along with Crawford County Girls, would love to have your support and on this initiative. Debbie, I'm going to turn it over to you. Just talk about that a little bit.
Good evening, everybody. Well, we're excited. It's coming together really well right now. I would ask that if anybody would like to donate a basket from your service unit, from yourself, somebody in your community that would give you one to donate to us. We are doing a silent basket auction that night. We'll also have a 50-50 drawing that night. One of the things that if you want to bring 8 people, you can buy a table. Instead of just doing the $20 a piece, go ahead and get you a table. We would love to have everybody over here. I know it's a distance to travel, but have a couple of glasses of wine and then enjoy the coffee bar. We have 5 bakers right now, and they have chose 7 cookies. So a couple of them wanted 2 different cookies to do. So they're pretty excited. They keep contacting me and asking questions, and and we've secured the winery and the coffee shop yesterday, and we'll have a DJ set up, and so we're well on our way and excited to have everybody, and hope that you have or can make the time. It's on a Friday evening from 7 to 9 at the Robinson Civic Center.
All right. Thank you, Debbie. And I'm telling you guys, it's worth the trip. Death by Chocolate. It's going to be worth the trip. You don't want to miss it. Now, if you have any questions for Debbie, we'll at the end we'll receive your questions at that time. As always, I promise to keep you all up to date on where we are with our finances. And as I always say to you, GSUSA requires our council to have at least 6 months of reserves. We were at 17.2 months of reserves as of the end of November. Now, we've come a long ways to get where we are with our finances. At our last meeting, I told you that we were projecting to have a deficit this year of about $180,000 for 2024. That number has improved since I spoke with you last. And now we are projecting a $140,000 deficit. Now, the previous year, we ended with a deficit of $250,000. And the year before that, a $500,000 deficit. So, as you can see, we are moving in the right direction. I also want to note that our goal is to balance the operational budget without a deficit. Now, the $140,000 deficit is a result of a few things. United Way deductions, our new fundraising events not making the amount that we expected them to make or that we budgeted, and our foundation and grant funding priorities has changed on us from previous years. Some of those foundations and grants were the Bayer Fund, the TRIO Fund, and Youth Bridge. We find that lately that our funders are getting more applications than normal, making the pool very, very competitive. But to date, that's not going to stop us because we are researching new grant opportunities to close the gap in this area. Now, as far as our financials are concerned, a more depth explanation of our financials will be given to you at our annual meeting when our audit has been totally completed. Speaking of our annual meeting, this year, we will be partnering our annual meeting with our Recognition of Excellence Award ceremonies. So our annual meeting date will be April the 27th, 2025, before the awards ceremony. It is scheduled for Sunday, April the 27th, in Mount Vernon at the DoubleTree, where the Recognition of Excellence have been held for the past few years. Now, you heard Katie and Jessica talk about cookies. Well, it's Girl Scout cookie time. And today we are kicking off the 2025 cookie season. And this is a time when Girl Scouts all over our council are selling cookies. Now, with the cookie season back in full swing, we can rejoice and get very excited. But also this time of year can be very stressful. When we as Girl Scouts bring our dreams to life and work together, the sky is not the limit to what we can achieve. The staff is available to answer any of your questions. So I want to ask you that during this cookie season, please do not hesitate to ask those questions of staff, and let us work together to make this Girl Scout season a success. And let us to remember to live by the Girl Scout law. Now, I have been made aware that there are some challenges you are facing when it comes to the cookie season. One in particular addressed that neighboring councils' cookie prices are lower, and they are using that as a tactic to sell cookies. Well, let me say, I know the CEO of that council, and I am confident that she and her product program team live by the Girl Scout law, and that is not her tactic. However, I want y'all to know I do plan to speak with her regarding this topic and this issue. I want you all to know that we recognize that this price increase would have an impact on our overall cookie program. Therefore, as a council, we lowered our goal for the number of packages sold, as well as increase our troop proceeds. I want to remind us all of us, that when we're out there selling, it's not about the cookies that are $7. It's about the program. It's about a $7 donation for our invaluable Girl Scout program. Now, before I open it up for any of the questions that you may have, I want to just remind you of a few dates that's coming up. The cookie season is going to be wrapping up on March the 9th. Death by Chocolate is going to be on Friday the 7th in Robinson. Volunteer Training Summit and Appreciation Night is going to be in March the 28th, the 29th, and 30th at Torquay. And our Recognition of Excellence and annual meeting will be April the 27th in Mount Vernon. I want you all to know that your investments has helped the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois continue to bring hope and opportunity to the lives of thousands of girls in this county. The tremendous spirit and compassion for the Girl Scout program in our community have and will continue to empower girls to accomplish great things as we continue to push forward and find ways to support these girls. And we also want you to know that we are always here to support you volunteers of this council. And in closing, this year is a year of opportunities, and there is many opportunities available to us. We are always willing to focus on the positive aspects of the council and focus on what the future of Girl Scouting will be. I have an ear to listen to all of your ideas and all of your thoughts. And I want to do that right now. So at this time, I want to open it up for any questions that you may have. Go ahead, Kara. Go ahead.
Oh, there it goes. I couldn't unmute. I was just curious to hear why the decision was made that we can't do the paper sales along with digital sales, like why we're not getting our paper sales cards until the 28th. My reason being because my daughter came home today saying, "Oh, hey, Mom, my teachers and I are talking about cookies." They actually read an article today about selling Girl Scout cookies during the pandemic in North Carolina and how those girls, distributed their cookies. And so she said, "I was so excited. I was talking to my teachers about it." And then they were like, "Oh, where's your article card? I want to place an order." And she's like, "Oh, I don't have it yet." So she was asking me tonight, why don't I have that? So it's already affecting her sales. I don't understand the difference between a digital cookie sale and a paper card sale. All the cookies called in at the same time. So why can we not have that?
Thank you, Kara. Katie, you want to address that? Jessica, who wants to address that?
I'll take that one. Simple answer is a couple years ago, I don't want to have the scenario we had where I don't know what official inventory we're going to have coming in. A couple years ago, we had paper card orders going and we had the inventory of the Adventurefuls coming in, and not everybody reading the information saying that the Adventurefuls were short. And I had girls out on paper cards selling them, and I could not fill those orders. So we have decided that we just do the 2 weeks of online, and then you can do the paper cards when the cookies come in. It's just simpler that way. And it makes it fair. If everybody wants to participate, you do online, and then you can do all in-person sales once the cookies come in. So it's a little bit of a unknown of an inventory control of what we're going to have and what we're not. So that is why we've made that decision. This year, everybody's getting their paper card orders with the initial order deliveries because of 100% honest. It's the bickering and the arguing of one service unit giving them out before another service unit. And to control that, nobody's going to get them until they get cookies. So to control when paper cards come out, it's when cookies come out. So to make it fair and do the Girl Scout way. So
I just think it's unfortunate because it's already, affecting sales. So I don't know. I understand, but I don't understand. I guess still, I wish that people would stop bickering because it's just. Personally, I think that we should be putting in the hands of the kids the paper order cards who have to go actually talk to the adults, and it's not just this digital cookie sales that parents are doing for the kids. I mean, let's be honest. I'm putting it on my Facebook. My kids have gone in and have put all the information in digital cookie. We talked about what we're going to say, how we're going to say it, and I proofread it, but they did the work of that. Other parents don't do that. They're going to set that website up. They're going to send out the link, and it's the parents that are selling the cookies, not the kids. So in my opinion, the paper order cards put it more on the kids and make them talk to people. I get what you're saying about the inventory thing, but can we not just say later, I'm so sorry, we don't have Adventurefuls, we're out of stock. I can give you something else, because you're probably not collecting your money ahead of time anyway with those paper cards.
Okay. Kara, thank you so much for bringing this up. We'll be talking about it. Probably nothing we can do about it this year, but we'll talk about it. Yvonne, did I say that right, Yvonne?
You did, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm from Service Unit 201. And yesterday we had our meeting, and of course, cookie was the big topic, but I just kind of wanted to get some clarity on our service unit manager mentioned that Girl Scout USA was going to, I guess, launch a new like a new training or a new requirement for folks that involving driving, right? So for folks that would be in charge of driving the girls, different events. I understand that it's kind of new, and a lot of troop leaders during the meeting had some questions. From my understanding, it is still pretty kind of in the early development stages, if that makes sense. But I told them I would ask. So here I am. If there's do we know if it's going to be like a yearly thing, or how often would the folks have to be have to take the training or the background check? We do understand, me as a social worker, I think it's a really great idea, but I see other points of view as to why that might some parents might deter from either volunteering or taking on that responsibility. I mean, we understand that, it's another training, another thing to do, but like I said, I'm not sure when would we have a little more clarity on that.
Biden's farewell address.
I'm sorry.
I think that was someone else maybe on that hasn't muted their line, so that wasn't us. But
by the way, if you guys aren't talking, mute your phone, because we can hear what's going on in your house and everything else. So mute your phone if you are not talking.
Lord, I'm happy to take Yvonne's question.
Yeah, Yvonne, I want you to
Continue.
know that all councils are looking at that. We as a CEO group we talked about it and the volunteer and so the CEOs are hearing it from all of their volunteers, not just this council, but all over. And yes, Jessica, if you would, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had shared with service unit managers at our January Council Connections meeting. This is coming. We'd like to give them a little preheat that more information is coming. So in February, why can't I say that word tonight? February, we we will be rolling out the entire process, where the link is going to be, what's going to happen. And I'm glad you said that about, work in social work and you understand the importance because yes, girl safety is absolutely our number one priority. And so knowing that our girls are being transported all around the council, across state, all across the country, it's just natural that we would have this requirement come upon us. And there's not a training. So let me be clear with that. There's not a training that anyone has to take. It's simply a link to a JOT form that just is asking some simple questions, easy to answer. Do you have a driver's license? Is it a state of Illinois driver's license? If not, how long have you lived in Illinois? Just basic questions about driving, asking, if you've had any infractions in driving, whether it be DUI, DWI. Are you at least 21 years of age? Do you have at least 5 years of licensed driving experience? And then it asks for a copy of your driver's license to be uploaded and a copy of your insurance. And then you submit it. That's it. So pretty simple. And then we'll take care of it inside Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. Our customer care team will be getting those submissions, and then it won't take any time at all for them to just go check, and then you'll get put in what's called the troop driver role. So you might see if you log into MyGS, if you're a troop leader, if you're a troop helper, you'll just see, oh, I'm a troop driver, or a council driver, however we're going to name that. I think it's just driver. So you'll be able to see that, and you'll also get an email that confirms, hey, thanks for submitting. You've been placed in a driver role once that's approved. I hope that helps. Service unit managers will get all of the latest and greatest deep dive information on this new change at our February Council Connections. We're also planning to send an email to anyone who is a volunteer with our organization with that link so that they'll get it in their inbox and you'll know, okay, it's time to click the link. That it's an annual renewal. I think that was your other question. We'll have to do this annually.
It was, and like I said, me working in also in a not-for-profit, sorry. So, there was some questions kind of coming out. For example, I heard someone bring up that there's some Girl Scouts who are in that driving age and that, they might pick up their Girl Scouts peers to go to meetings and events. So, it was a lot of those, when our mind kind of just keeps going and all this scenario. So I kind of want, not just a heads up, but also just to share what it's been discussed. I know, like I said, it sounds like it's super premature. I understand that, but there was just different questions arising and it was just a preview, but you know how it is when you roll something new, there's a lot of great questions that sometimes we might not have the answers to. And another thing was, thank you for clarifying that it's not a training. And also that if it's like a yearly thing, well, things happen or they might get a DUI or something like that might affect it. So it was just a lot of those questions that I said that I would reach out and try to follow up, but it sounds like you all are being proactive about it. So once again, I appreciate it for the safety of our kiddos and also for that, liability standpoint. So I appreciate it, but I know it can get hacked, especially with those the girlies that are already driving, like I said, or some parents that are dropping off their kiddos at the meetings and then leaving, or, they say, hey, can you drop my kid off at, back at home? So it's just, it opens up Pandora, just a plethora of different circumstances. So thank you for that. And I'm glad that we're this is, I think, my first town hall meeting. So I'm happy that we have a space to share our, what's going on in our service unit. So Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you.
welcome.
And
Welcome.
Bonnie, you're absolutely right. When it comes to the safety and welfare of our girls, we can't be careful enough. We could not be careful enough. And um, a lot of things have happened. You know, there's been some fatalities and things that, you know, had brought, you know, the attention to this. And there's things that we absolutely have to look at when it comes to the safety and welfare of our girls. And we just appreciate you all asking these questions and doing whatever we can to keep our girls safe.
I would add again, those questions we so appreciate because as we're beginning to roll things out, you're asking questions that may ping things that we need to add that to the form or a little bit more information or to when we roll this out so that it answers the questions before they are asked by the majority. I see several questions asking about the security of the website you're uploading things to. Jotform is what we use. We're using for this. If you have been in some of our meetings, we talk a lot about Jotform. We have a lot of links now go through Jotform. Jotform is an absolutely secure platform. It uses the highest level of security to ensure that your information stays private and secure. It offers PCI compliance if you're familiar with that. This is the same platform that we use when you submit all the bank information during Troop financial report season. So it's the same platform. We were very, very adamant when we started looking at Jotform years ago to ask those questions because we know how important it is to keep your information safe. I think, were there any other questions in the chat about the driving?
No, I'm looking at it right now, Jessica. I don't see any more on that.
Okay.
I said I'd open it up for if y'all had any questions for Debbie Parker when it comes to the Death by Chocolate. Is there any questions on Death by Chocolate that you want to ask, Deb? No? Okay. Oh, I see Donna's hand and I see Aaron. Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Donna. Go ahead and go.
I just have a quick question on the driving. So I know whenever I was a leader, I would always keep that information when we went on trips. So are we still supposed to keep a paper copy? Or, I mean, maybe you haven't thought of it, maybe you have. I'm just trying to figure out if there's still going to be a need for the leader to keep that, or is that just going to be something that we can trust that you have it and it's all good and golden?
I will say, Donna, that if you have a question whether or not someone is a valid driver, you can always give us a call and we can verify that for you. I know you don't have time to do that every day, but if you're going on a big trip, we can absolutely answer if someone's an approved driver or not. If I didn't mention this part, and this may be kind of a question behind the question, if there is someone who is in your troop that is, or your service unit that is not approved as a driver, while we will not give specific information about their driving record, your troop leader and your service unit manager will be informed that that person's driving request has not been approved yet, because there is an opportunity for them to come back if there's just something that it may be as little as, hey, they just moved to the area a few months ago, they haven't gotten an Illinois driver's license, but it's been longer than 90 days, and so they're not approved yet. We will make sure you know that, so you can keep a record that way if you'd like. I hope that helps answer your question.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Donna. Aaron, you're up next.
Hello.
Hi.
I am from Service Unit 211 in Waterloo. I know I'm beating the dead horse here, and I know nothing is going to change this year, but just wanted to share our experience here from Waterloo, and kind of some concerns that we have about the cookie booth process with Walmart. I know we've already expressed this in multiple forums, but I just wanted to put it here so everyone's aware. Our cookie booth has been open to all of the service units that can drive to our area, which Walmart is our main cookie booth place. We almost lost Walmart completely last year because of another troop that came in from a different service unit and didn't follow the guidelines for the booths. We are afraid that that's going to happen this year. And we know that we've heard, well, if you see something, report it. But at that point, it's going to be too late. My second concern is this is our community. We do service in this community. We go to school, we work, we live in this community, and we're allowing other people to come into our community and solicit our patrons, our, community members. And these people, these girls, these troops, they're not adding anything back into our community. So that's a little discouraging because, we work so hard. If any, we attend almost every event in our community as a service unit. We're very active. We have a great rapport. If anyone in the community needs anything, they always reach out to the Girl Scouts. So it's just been really discouraging. And it really makes us not even want to, be excited to sell because we're having this taken away from us. Our kids see their teachers, their neighbors at these cookie booths, and that's why they buy from us, because they're supporting the girls that live in their community. So that is concerning to me. I can't say, one way or the other if the other troops coming from outside of Waterloo will have success, because our neighbors, our community members are very loyal. And we probably get asked no less than a dozen times during a cookie booth where we're from. And we're proud, and we can say, we're from Waterloo. We're right here. Your money is staying here. Your girls in your community and my troop, I'm not speaking for other troops in our service unit, but I probably can. We pick at least 2 service projects to use our cookie money on each year that benefit our specific community. So I think that's just the concern that we have. Yes, there are other places that we can have cookie booths, but that's our main opportunity, because our other place is Schnucks, and we know that that's kind of always up in the air. And we usually only get 2, maybe 3 weekends if we're lucky. So I know that Katie's heard this from us before, because she's been so fortunate to attend one of our leaders meetings. And she knows that we are very passionate. These are our kids are scouts, our Girl Scouts are children. And we are very tight-knit community. We're very passionate about our community. And we just want to see our girls in our community thrive. And we don't want to lose that opportunity. So I just hope that, and I understand that the Walmart is GSUSA, and that's fine, but I think maybe we could see how it goes this year, maybe have some reconsideration, but we're not even, unless we got that 80%, we are not even getting like first dibs at our community Walmart. So.
Aaron, I want to address a couple things real quick, just so you know. I did speak with your Walmart on Monday because I had to call Waterloo to get them to approve.
And they are very if there's something wrong.
No, I spoke with them and I told them that the rules are everybody that's going to sign up for Walmarts are getting letters from us and getting emails with what the Walmart rules are. So everybody will have the same information. All Walmarts will have the same rules no matter what Walmart you're going to. We need to treat Walmarts as, yes, you guys are Waterloo, but Columbia people go to Waterloo. Everybody else shops at Waterloo Walmart too. So it's open to everybody. And it's that way for everybody. Highland, I had to talk to Highland. Highland has they don't have a lot of stores in Highland, and they're sharing their Walmart too. So it's the way across. We have 38 Walmarts and 40 service units, and some don't have them. So that's what we're doing with that. But everybody will have instructions on how Walmarts will be handled and what the rules are.
Katie, let me just say too, Aaron, even on a national level, we all deal with this, even when it comes to not just in our council, but even on a a higher level when it comes to GSUSA. GSUSA hear from councils all the time. Keep that council out of my council, that kind of stuff all the time. And they are saying they're actually playing the same record that Katie is saying, that we're opening this up to all girls. And even though you may have a Walmart in your area, if we're opening this up to all girls all over our council, it doesn't mean, like Katie said, your girls couldn't go to another Walmart. So yes, we want to make sure that we are supporting that community. We want to make sure that we are supporting Girl Scouts. And like I stated before, when it comes to an even bigger picture, I've had many arguments with GSUSA about people coming into my council. I had to take it a step further, Aaron, and talk to the CEOs of those councils myself, because GSUSA was not giving me that support. They're saying it's open. Any girl can, even when it comes to digital cookie, they can get cookies from North Carolina. They can get cookies from anywhere. So it's a tough one. It is. And it's not that we don't understand what you're saying. We do. But when we say it's open up, we open it up to all girls.
Right. And yeah, and I understand that, but it kind of also seems like a little bit of a double standard, because if, say, where we live in particular, say Columbia is a different service unit, but they share our Walmart. We are Monroe County, but Waterloo service unit has to get permission to sell cookies at the Monroe County YMCA because it's
Wait,
in.
hold up. YMCA, we just spoke to them today. So we're working on YMCA.
Okay.
And working on making that connection to split that location with both of your service units. So we're working on that one.
Okay.
So
And that's how it, like if I want to go into.
So that kind of stuff, Aaron, bring it to my attention, because Michelle brought it to my attention and we called them. We are working on that to get those booths, and we're going to split it between your two service units.
I don't even have a problem with Columbia using our
So
we're Monroe County.
I am here to work for you guys. That's what I do. I just need to get it brought to my attention. So don't storm on stuff, and don't front. Bring it to me so I can help come with the solution. You brought up Schnucks. We did just get the agreement on Schnucks. I have to finalize the paperwork. So Schnucks dates will be getting released here within the next week. So we'll let everybody know when those are going up. But just the one thing I can say about anything that's going on with cookies, if there's something, just contact me and I'll walk through any scenario that is happening. And I will do what I can to make it work for everybody. Walmarts, I wish, would work for everybody. I wish every service unit had their own Walmart and nobody had to cross lines. I wish everybody had an amazing location that nobody had to be envy of another service unit. I wish that was for everybody. But we're trying.
Let me just say too, this Walmart thing was a big deal all over when it comes to Girl Scouts of the USA, all councils, and hit a lot of councils at a bad time. And some councils didn't even get the opportunity that we have at our council. It was just too late. The agreement wasn't signed in time, and they just didn't get to sell at Walmart. So the work that the product program team has done in making lemonade out of these lemons that was kind of handed to us is just remarkable. And I am so grateful that you volunteers will have the opportunity to really use Walmart, whereas some councils did not have that opportunity. And I want to say this the staff had only a little window to take care of this. So they spent hours of their hours making sure that you all had what you needed for this cookie sale. And it's not about all about the staff. It's about all of us working together to make sure that we have a very, very successful cookie sale. Yvonne?
Sorry, can I ask just one more real quick question, Katie, regarding Schnucks? Is it going to be a like Walmart, or is that going to be just for because I know Columbia has a Schnucks. Well, there's Schnucks everywhere. Is that going to be by
I just sent it to Tiffany because she asked the question.
Oh, okay.
Since Schnucks, we only have a few, I only have about 5 locations of Schnucks, and I
Oh.
only have a few days of Schnucks. Those will be sent to the service units for you guys to pick your dates.
Perfect. Sorry.
Because I don't have many, and they only approved the 2 weekends.
Yeah, I was to say they normally don't do much, but okay.
So those will get sent to the service units just because I only have a few of them.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I don't have, a lot to say about that Walmart situation. Erin, it sounds tough. I would just kind of like to remind all of us that that might be, even though like we can't help it because it's up to the US, the Girls USA, but there might be a good teaching moment, for us to teach the girls that it is about unity, even though those Girl Scout troops are not from your area and they might not pour the money back into Waterloo per se, but at the end, they're all one. And I know it's kind of hard to see the big picture, especially for the kiddos, but I would encourage using that kind of like a teaching tool, and just remind them that maybe those girls are doing things for other communities, even though I understand that the Waterloo patrons want to get that want to see that that money go back to them. But like I said, from a big picture, it might be a good door opener to talk about that unity and what Girl Scout is about, because we do have different service units and all that good stuff, but we're all at one. But I know it's easier said than done, especially dealing with Girl Scouts, and we could get in that almost competitive vibe. So it's just kind of centering back ourselves and be like, well, we're all ones. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because it is hard with girls, right? It's so hard.
It does, Yvonne, and I've always said that we are one big community of Girl Scouts. We are all one big community, but at the end of the word community is unity. We can't even be a community without unity. And like you said, Yvonne, we have to work together as a team so our girls can benefit from this program that we all love so we just have to work together as a team, making sure that there's opportunities out there for everyone. And I feel that the product program team is trying to do that, whether it's a Walmart or whether it's a Snooks or whether it's I don't know, a baseball game. They are trying to do everything that they possibly could to make sure that there's more than just one opportunity in these places. And we just have to work together as a community to make it happen.
And I know the economy is rough for all of us, but if they do see those Waterloo patrons, that maybe just reminding them that, maybe they could also donate to their troop, depending on the council rules or whatever. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of thinking out loud of other ways that, we're able to keep those patrons in those smaller communities when things like this that we cannot help, especially being like, from the USA council or whatever, maybe find other creatives, because it does, it doesn't feel good to feel like someone's invading your area, and especially when sounds like they are part of the community and they do a lot for the Waterloo community.
Yes. Kara, you're up, hon.
If you'll let me unmute again, I'm going to piggyback on what Teresa just put in the chat, because we were talking about, like, we had talked from our service unit perspective about the 80% retention rate thing. I really think that should be revisited for next year. We have, for example, in Troop 576, we have juniors in high school, some of whom have sold thousands of dollars worth of cookies from kindergarten to now their junior year in high school, and didn't get in on this first round because they lost a couple girls, because suddenly Girl Scouts isn't cool anymore, So and not only that, then we also have a brand new Daisy Troop 267, for example, that doesn't get in on the first round of cookies, how are they supposed to have any kind of retention rate when they're brand new? So I think it like kind of those older girls and then the brand new girls, it kind of was unfair to them. I think that we need to kind of maybe rethink that for next year. I know it's way too late to do anything about it this year, but maybe like a lottery or something that we can get everybody a fair shot in the first round.
Sure. Jessica, did you want to respond to that at all?
I just wanted to say, it's all perfect timing when we're talking about this because we are getting ready to really plan for spring incentives for renewal. And those conversations are taking place, and recognizing, what worked before may not work for us in the future and really looking at other ways to incentivize that works for everyone. So thanks for continuing to give us feedback on that. It's a great timing.
Anyone else? Anything else in the chat? Any other hands that I am not seeing, Ashley? Could we think of a program, maybe buddy up different troops?
I'm sorry, really quick, just for example, like, if there's a new Daisy troop, could we do some sort of, program or process where maybe they could buddy up with older girls? Because, we hear time and time again that everyone wants to, everyone wants to buy cookies from the cute little Daisy girls. And it is harder as our older Girl Scouts, for them to sell cookies. So if we could have some sort of, kind of like a conversation,
like cookie mentoring type situation,
or even that where I guess in a perfect world, I would like for the older girls to also be able to get together with, I guess, like not share sales, but you know what I mean, like maybe get a booth together, so that way they all get the fair chance,
the benefit of it. Yeah.
Because like I said, I think everyone wants to buy from like the smaller girls, but as they get in the oldest, it's not as.
So that has been on our list. It just did not. We have a wish list every year and it builds. And sometimes we just have to what makes the list and what doesn't make it for the year. And that it has been on the list, and we hopefully we can get it implemented one year. But it is on the list, kind of like a buddy mentoring cookie program. Yeah.
What I'm hearing, Katie, is that when y'all are, day after cookie program ends, I know is when you start planning for next cookie season, is Yvonne's somebody to call. It sounds like she's got some great ideas. I love it.
Oh no. Oh no, thank you. It's just, I work for a non-for-profit, that's all. So I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're passionate about, teaching our girls, those.
I love it.
So thank you. Sorry.
Any other questions? No other questions? Well, if there is no other questions, I want to thank y'all again for the work that you all do to make sure that we are building girls of courage, confidence, and character in our council. And I want to thank you all for making our council not just survive, but thrive. And it's all because of all of you that we are able to always focus on the positive aspect of our council and what's best for our girls, for the future of Girl Scouting in this council. Thank you all so much. And I mean that, and these aren't just mere words, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But know that we have an ear to listen to what you have to say. Always have an ear to listen. And never, never, ever feel bad about picking up the phone or let customer care know, or emailing whoever to say, I have an issue I'd like to address. Because we know we don't do this job alone. We know that you, the volunteers, when Juliet Gordon-Lowe started this organization, it was a volunteer organization. And it's you are the ones that are carrying this out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, I want y'all to make it a good night. We'll talk to you later.